After making major moves this offseason, such as bringing Monk back for 4 years and signing an offensive superstar in DeMar DeRozan, a lot of Kings fans are left wondering if this is what it'll take for us to be legit contenders. Sup guys, so a report came out basically predicting the Western Conference playoff standings for next season, and I think you guys will be shocked with this report and with the results, as I know I was for sure, as it basically just goes over the clear-cut contenders in the West next season and the teams that you should keep your eye on, as they could do some serious damage when it comes to playoff time. And I think you guys are going to be overjoyed once we get into this report. But before we get into it, welcome back to Kings Digest. The channel showcases all of the upcoming Sacramento Kings news. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, as YouTube still tells me that 96% of you guys that watch my videos aren't yet subscribed, so please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any future content. Now let's head over to today's report. As it states, the Kings 2024-25 NBA season schedule has been released, which means the games are just around the corner and the predictions and power rankings can begin. A lot can change in a year, as Sacramento proved the past 2 seasons. After ending a 17-year playoff drought in 2022-23 with a 48-34 record in the Western Conference number 3 seed, the Kings finished 46-36 and 9th in the conference last season. Just 2 fewer wins dropped them 6 spots and out of a playoff berth, and it won't be any easier in the 2024-25 campaign. Now guys, that is just absolutely insane. Just 2 fewer wins dropped them 6 spots and out of the playoff berth and in the play-in tournament. That is absolutely crazy, and without a doubt it is going to be just as tough next season. As the report further states, the defending NBA champion Boston Celtics feel like the clear beast of the East, but it's not as clear in the Wild Wild West, as it is just insanely stacked over in the Western Conference. Teams have kept busy this offseason, with some making franchise-altering moves in the hopes of reaching the playoff stage next year. Sacramento acquired DeMar DeRozan, as that is our biggest signing in franchise history. Paul George is no longer in LA, as he went to join Embiid in the Eastern Conference, and Klay Thompson left his splash bro to go try to build a dynasty in Dallas with Luka and Kyrie. And we are in store for such an interesting next season, as there's been some interesting moves throughout the league, as you guys have all been aware, I'm sure. And I'm just so excited to see how it all shapes up. And I mean, with all these insane movements around the league, teams are looking a lot different, and I do believe we have made a major improvement. As you can tell that some teams did take a dip this offseason. LA losing PG, and now they're just going to be solely relying on a older Harden and Kawhi to stay healthy and try to lead them in a Western Conference next season. And then you got Steph Curry trying to bounce back and replace his former splash bro in Klay Thompson with Buddy Hield, which isn't much of an improvement. So there's definitely some major changes that I believe actually give us a better opportunity to jump the standings a bit next year in the West, as I think we made major improvements compared to some other teams in the West. As we head over into this report, as they ranked Golden State and New Orleans Pelicans and the Clippers as wildcards next year in the West, as they clearly seen that Golden State didn't make any improvements. PG dipped, and the Pelicans, while they, basically are relying on Zion to be the beast he is and to stay healthy and get back in shape, and for Brandon Ingram to either take another bounce in his game, or they're going to try to trade him before the deadline. But anyways, it is just so great to see our rivals as being rated as wildcards in the West, as I bet you guys can imagine that we are actually ranked above them in this report, and it's so great to see that they got us above the Warriors and above the Pelicans, as it still stings a bit from the play and loss last year. But it is just great to see that the league, people are taking notice that the Kings are actually going to be dangerous when it comes playoff time next year, and we actually got a really elite team. And let's just head over to this other report, as they got us ranked as sleepers. And that is just great to see us up there with teams such as, the Grizzlies, as they are an elite squad as well. And with Ja coming back, they are going to do damage as well. And just to see us be on the same tier as the Lakers, because you can never count LeBron and AD out, and you can never count KD out as well. I believe that this is the perfect placement for the Sacramento Kings, as the four teams that's placed in this tier all are capable of making really deep playoff runs and could take home the chip, but obviously it isn't very likely. And while I do think we do have the potential to do it, it is not very likely. But without a doubt, all four teams can be scary when it comes playoff time, and I do think that that is the perfect placement for our Sacramento Kings, as we made major improvements with DeMar DeRozan and bringing in some key bench depth as well. And hopefully when Devin Carter comes back from that shoulder injury, next season, it probably won't be until 2025 when he makes his return, I believe we can actually, make some noise, and other teams will take notice of us, because I do believe we are going to have a really interesting team, and it's going to be difficult for opponents to go up against and, play us, especially when it goes down to crunch time, and we got DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox, two of the most clutch players in the league. I believe it will do wonders for us next season. And let's just head over to this other report that states, by adding DeRozan, the Kings want to prove that their fairy tale 2023 season wasn't just short-lived feel-good story, and that they're serious about wanting to compete with the best of the best. And DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox backcourt duo, alongside do-everything center Domantas Sabonis, should be dangerous. And then you add in Keegan Murray, who's primed for a pivotal year 3, along with Malik Monk, who saw just enough potential in Sacramento's future to take a pay cut this offseason to remain a King. So we got all the pieces available. We brought back everyone we needed to bring back, and we got all the pieces that we need to do some damage next season and to take that next step in the Western Conference and hopefully reach for that 7th to 6th seed, maybe even the 5th seed range. But the report further states that maybe one day the rest of the NBA world will see that potential too. And I believe that they will see it soon enough when next season rolls around and everybody's concerns on whether this Sacramento Kings roster will actually fit together and mesh together well. I believe that they will just put everyone on notice and shock everyone, and DeMar DeRozan will do his thing and help excel the Sacramento Kings to a higher standing in the Western Conference next season, and I believe we are due for a deep playoff run. But that is all for today's video, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this report, and if you believe that we are placed in the right category if we are sleepers in the Western Conference, and basically what you guys think are our odds for contention in the West. But that's all for today, guys. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.